I fell asleep super early last night and didn't record the video beforehand, so whoops. Also, this is actually the second attempt of me recording this video because the first attempt I didn't record my voice. Whoops. So, good afternoon, Ruskin enjoyers. I hope you're right because it's time for the 48-hour analysis. Basically, in this video, I'm going to look at all the skins of the current Rustore compared to previous Rustore skins to get a good idea in regards to, well, how much will each of these skins likely sell by next Thursday, and then knowing that with the question, are these skins still holding up to being perfectly fine investments, or are there any potential problems that you need to be aware of? So sit back, relax, and start yapping. Okay, first 24 hours of sales, Sinotypes on top, not too surprising, but what is surprising to see is that this did almost 20,000 subscribers. And if you've heard me over the past couple of weeks talking about the lowering sales of Sinotypes we've seen recently, this is different. And I guess I'm not too surprised because a lot of people do happen to like the explosives designed for Sinotype. So, okay, cool. Can't complain there. With this Rustore, we were very, very surprised to see some green armor being accepted. Tier 3 to be precise. So we haven't seen this happen since like Reptile Hunter 2 years ago. And there's a lot of commotion. There's a lot of yapping. There was a lot of showcasings in my Rustore rotation video. And of course, feel free to go give that a good watch. Remember, you can skip ahead more specifically to the Temple Tier 3 green camouflage checks point at 35 minutes in. So anyway, as we're talking about this showcasing it, discussing how well even like fares compared to Forest Raiders, which by the way, full Forest Raiders cost about $350 at the moment, excluding the deplorables. That right there, at the time, at best, it would have cost about $20. This right here, well, I mean, that's got to be at least 15 times more expensive. So we did a bunch of comparisons. I mean, at the end of the day, the budget option fared very, very well compared to the very expensive Forest Raider set. So a lot of people are fully well aware. But to my surprise, it's only got 11,000 subscribers after the first 24 hours. Okay. Well, what are you expecting, Hedge? Honestly, I thought it was likely going to go over 30,000 subscribers. Based on what I'm seeing here, it might just about reach 30,000 subscribers. So I'll talk more about that in a bit, don't you worry. But to my surprise, from here to here, we have 2 other skins in between. 4 skins right here, very similar sales. Lots of interest, with brand new potential small box collection growing even more so. Will we see the cards box this weekend? Oh, we'll talk about that in a bit, don't you worry. All Seeing Eye Garage Store actually doing quite alright. People clearly like it. Just under 11,000 subscribers. And then you got the weapons and the other bits and pieces here. Like, it's alright. Overall, there is a lot of interest. But it's kind of early, like the top 5 skins here mainly. So, okay, fair enough. Right then, so shall we now go ahead and talk about the first 48 hours of sales? But there is a bit of a problem. It's clearly not 48. In fact, it's quite a lot later. But I should point out over to here, I haven't refreshed this. This was like 2 hours after 48 hours. But then I went to lie down, I fell asleep. So good job, Hedge. We can look at this and we can see some very similar sales. But to my surprise, since then, it's been, what, like an extra half a day? We've only got like a few thousand more sales. It's not really moving that much. Now, also take this into consideration. We're going to have an early Rust rotation next week, October Force Wipe, the balancing update. So, whilst there might be a lot of people wanting to wait till the last second to make a purchase, it's not reliable to know when it's going to happen, the Rust rotation. So, you're going to have to be extra careful. So we'll probably get a clearer picture, maybe on Wednesday next week, in understanding like how many sales we're likely going to see by the end, if that makes sense. So, regardless, shall we get started? Shall we talk about how much the Sinotype Explosives might reach by Thursday? And it's going to be pretty easy because, you know, like I've done with all the previous Sinotype skins I'd compared to previous weeks, and even here, Sinotype Scrap, do you remember when it initially sold quite a lot? Just over 20,000 subscribers. Oh, 28 hours of sales. Oh, yeah, I remember. It was 4 hours late. Oops. But anyway, so with this right here, with just under 20,000 subscribers, I guess I could just compare to the previous week's Sinotype skins. And as you can see here, Sulfur, second lowest selling skin. And the week before that, Armor was the second lowest selling skin. So that just about reached 36,000. Sulfur only reached 34,000. And then we have Scrap. When Scrap came out, towards the end, it slowed down quite a lot. And basically, it was close to being the second lowest selling skin. But as you can see here, 36,000, almost 36,000, and 34,000. At the current momentum, with what Sinotype Explosives has, it honestly looks like it's going to comfortably do between 35 to 40,000 subscribers. Chances are, very likely will surpass 40,000 as well. but I'm thinking more closely, getting very close to it. Like if it were to go over 40,000, it might just be like an extra 100. That's what I'm expecting at the moment. I do know for a fact a lot of people looked at that box and there's a lot of positivity. A lot of people said, "Oh wow, that's the best one." All right, well, that was your opinion, but yeah, I can't disagree. It looks nice. People do appreciate it. It says boom on the side. Can't do any wrong. So okay, yeah, it's been appreciated. It's actually selling quite all right. I don't think that'll be the second lowest selling skin. Right then, let's now move on. Let's talk about these 4 skins, because after about 2 to 3 days, they're still selling a very similar amount. And of course, back over to here, they did sell a very similar amount in the first 24 hours of sales. So what could we compare to? Well, honestly, I think the best thing we could compare to is the small diesel box. And if you go a little bit further back, you may recall Arctic Skull M39. However, that did almost 12,000 subscribers. But even then, I do remember it did slow down towards the end. So, okay, fair enough. We've got some decent things to compare to. Let's go ahead. Start off with the Temple Tier 3. Because, of course, we're very concerned about the amount of sales this is going to likely reach. But I do believe quite a lot of people will probably wait till the very last day. So, if we were to just quickly compare, as you can see here, this reached just about 25,000 subscribers. And if you go back over to here, you might recall that the Arctic Skull just did about 23,000 subscribers. However, being brutally honest with you, I do believe Temple Tier 3 is going to probably be selling a little bit more compared to these 2 pieces here. Whilst it's similar, I do have to point that out. So in regards to Temple Tier 3, I think it very likely will be doing between 25 to 30,000 subscribers. More specifically, I think Temple Tier 3 is going to be closer to 30,000. Whereas these 2 skins, I feel like they're more likely going to end up at 25,000 subscribers. I do believe the chestplate will catch up by the end of the week and, yeah, the 7-day tenure. So, okay. If the Tier 3 is going to likely only reach up to about 30,000 subscribers, is that okay, or is that too much? Well, compared to a standard Rust Store, 30,000 subscribers is a lot. But if I were to just quickly go over to here and point out that last year, about 2 years ago almost, we got Flashback's hoodie and pants. Now that ended up being the most approachable hoodie and pants, green clothing hoodie and pants, green camouflage, and that did almost 30,000 subscribers each. 28,000, 28,000. Now, of course, with the arrival of the Temple Tier 3, people have realised this is a perfect combination. If you're going to go for a very nice budget option, the hoodie and pants here, honestly, very good shout. And yeah, they've actually started to rise up in price because of the Temple Tier 3. As I mentioned, and as I showcased very quickly, with those 2 pictures of the cheap set compared to the Forest Raiders set, it actually does a very good job. This will be appreciated. Now, Skin Creator has confirmed he does intend to do a collection continuation over the course of this weekend. Tier 2, apparently. If it isn't accepted, I can still see this working out very nicely. As a budget option, it honestly looks like it's going to work out very well. In the showcasings I've showcased of the Temple Tier 3, I've had a lot of people say, "Oh, I think the Temple Tier 3 is better than Forest Raiders." Well, again, that's your opinion, but okay. I do believe the budget camouflage, it will be appreciated as time goes on. But will it end up like Reptile Hunter? Will we actually get the rest of the collection? Do you reckon we'll see Tier 2 pretty quickly? Or never? What do you reckon? Honestly, do you reckon Face Punch will actually let us be happy? We'll see. But honestly, I think I will be buying a bunch of these. I think I'm pretty strong in it. So if it is 30,000, I'm not going to complain too much. If it's a little bit more, we'll see, all right? Okay, so we'll talk more about that, of course, on Wednesday. Now, with the all-seeing eye garage door, okay, I respect it. Clearly, people do, apparently really like the Illuminati design. It's pretty funny, it's pretty silly. I should also point out there is, in fact, a collection continuation. So if I could just quickly go over to here to Wagan's workshop. Yep, we've got a sheep with a door. So it looks like he does intend to go all the way. What deplorable would you like to see being made next? Feel free to comment below. In regards to the garage door, I'm still concerned in regards to the fact that it's a garage door. So if I could just quickly remind you, how many garage doors have we had so far this year? 30. In 2025, we've seen 30 garage doors. Last year, the record-breaking amount was 34. We still have Halloween and Christmas and like an extra 12 rush doors to go until the actual end of the year. Like, every single skin here is in the red. Now, some of the ones we got earlier this year, like the Lunar New Year and the Mystic Tree garage door, whilst they also sold an absurd amount, Mystic Tree did like 38,000, Lunar New Year did almost like 40,000. They're still like evens and slightly in the positive. Only 2 garage doors this year are doing reasonably okay. All the other ones are doing pretty bad. But actually, Popstar's actually doing pretty alright as well, if I can remind you. Yeah, anime. So, yeah, the gimmick might be funny, But the fact that we're getting a sheep in the door, like, literally next, I kind of worry it might end up like Nuke Vibe. And you remember Nuke Vibe. Oh, doesn't remember this. Oh, dear, oh, dear. So if I go to here, Nuke Vibe had a garage door and then a sheep in the door, and then look what happened. Be concerned. Be wary, all right? You very likely could pick that up with a cheaper buy order. So, okay, fair enough. But small meds. Small meds box, part of the small props collection, as you can see here. With the arrival of this obviously went up in price a fair bit, but not by that much. I should clarify that, not by that much. Small fuel, you're doing pretty good as well. We are anticipating the small cards box fairly soon. Whether it's today or tomorrow, oh yeah, we're anticipating it. And if it appears, and if it gets accepted, oh, the anticipation. But yeah, if it gets accepted, this collection's looking very interesting. Because that means we'd have a diesel box and a cards box. 2 boxes we've never seen before. What would you like to see for the 5th one? That's a good shout. What would you like to see for a 5th one? Because we're not 100% sure. We're definitely going to see like a full-fledged small box collection, aka it very likely will end with either 4 or 5. That's based on what we saw last year with 2 other attempts for storage collections, small box collections, I should clarify. So okay, cool. But yeah, if you're going to do about 25,000 subscribers, that's not too surprising. Especially when the diesel box also reached 25,000 subscribers the previous week, as you can see right there. So, okay. It's not looking too bad. I'm not too concerned. With all of these, it's fine, but the garage door, I still think you want to stick with a buy order, because, of course, based on what you see, right there. Yeah, lots of red, except you and you. So, cool. Right then, so all of that's nice and said and done. Between all 4 of those skins, 25 to 30,000 subscribers. So let's now hop back over to here. We have the Fort MP5 to talk about next. Now, I made some considerations. I looked around and I thought, you know what? If I could just go back about 2 weeks, Night Demon hoodie and pants, Funerary sleeping bag. All right, so let's go ahead, give that a good look. So 2 weeks ago, how are we doing? And as you can see, the hoodie pants here did about, just over 15,000 subscribers there. This is like a solid 15,000. However, looking at the current progress with the MP5, I'm not 100% sure how far it'll go. But what I'll do is I'll probably say 14 to 16,000 subscribers. Let's see if it perfectly slots into that position. But I have showcased this. It does look pretty cool. I like the design, the fault line design, yeah. But it's an MP5 that doesn't have a transparent aim sight, and yeah, that does matter, I'm afraid to say. There are other options that are a very similar price. In fact, right now, I do believe the Heat Seeker is probably very similar because the price is going down. Yeah, it's just barely over $2. Yeah, that's concerning. Then look at all the MP5s that came out this year, and then scroll down, and yeah. MP5 is not being appreciated at the moment, neither are its skins. So I'm sorry to say, but 14 to 16, I'm not. $2.49, I don't think that's going to be retaining its price. It's okay, fair enough. Abyss M39. So, honestly, I saw this, I reminded myself that, hang on a minute. Just about 5,000 subscribers. Oh, very similar. Well, I guess we'll go look at the No Mercy M39 then. Literally the previous week, and what do we see? 12,000 subscribers. So I thought about that and I said, you know what, 11 to 13,000 subscribers. Looking at this, at its current sales at the moment, yeah, 11,000 to 13 seems about right. So, okay, can't complain. Not too bad. So now, of course, we're looking at the AK47, the Nuke Vibe. Unfortunately, and you just saw it a minute ago, the Nuke Vibe collection, I don't think it's going to work out regardless. Especially whilst right now, we have 2 Twitch drop skins being given away for free. However, looking at the current progress, and then, of course, what could potentially compare to that, with that sitting there, with how many subscribers after the first 24 hours of sales? 4,300. Well, I did remember that we had Deep Ruby Boots with just about 4,200. Then again, the 28 hours, but yeah, still close enough. So, hopping back over to here. If we could just go back 4 weeks, pretty please. There you go. Deep Ruby Boots reached just about 8,700 subscribers. So, hopping back over to here, looking at the AK47. I'm kind of under the impression it's going to probably calm down maybe at around 8 to 10,000 subscribers. Yeah. Will it still be alright? Debatable. So, okay, fair enough. We'll see, but then again, yeah, we've had quite a lot of AK-47s this year. And whilst it does look pretty cool when you look at it in game, I don't think it's going to maintain interest. I don't think it's going to keep the price up, unfortunately. So, okay, fair enough. And now with the 3 remaining skins, honestly, initially they did do some very similar sales. So I think I will just bunch all three of these together as well. So Pixel Wooden Double Door, a very big surprise because like it just kind of appeared out of nowhere. I honestly thought we were not going to see another Wooden Double Door skin being accepted this year, but they picked one out from over a year ago. Fallen Boots, I have had quite a discussion about you. I have been, if I could just scroll up, I did, yeah, there you go. I've made a bit of a fuss talking about how you can treat it as a nice budget option for desert camouflage. What you see right over here probably costs about $15, and what you see right over here probably costs you about $250. So, yeah. I've also put a short video out showcasing the comparison. It doesn't do that bad of a job. Yeah, you might be able to spend a few more pennies here and there, switch out the hoodie and pants if you want. Some people have said military collection, but that's actually kind of expensive. But then again, it's only a little bit more, especially when this costs $250. So anyway, hopping back over to here. 3,500 to 2,700. What are we going to compare to? And honestly, I think the best thing we can do is compare to copper boots and gold chains boots. Lower, upper. Okay, cool. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at those. So with the previous week, we had the copper boots. Gold chains boots, Hedge. Just about 5,000 subscribers. And then the week before, then we had the copper boots. Just about 8,000 subscribers almost. So I'm looking at all of these skins. I'm making some considerations. I'm thinking about how they're currently performing. And again, just refresh, just to show it up to date. And I'm thinking, all right, these three skins are likely going to do between 6,000 to 8,000 subscribers. Now, how does it fare for all three of these skins if they're going to end up with that amount of sales? Fallen Boots. Your collection is still missing the tier 3. And I did ask about tier 3 from the skin creator. In fact, I should go ahead. Did he respond? Let's just quickly go ahead and find that out. So if I go to here, Mr. Robstar, did you notice me? Did you want to respond to me? And what does he say? Oh no. I'm pretty sure he probably said yes. But unfortunately, Steam has this thing going on where it, it just kind of like censors certain things because it thinks, oh no, that might be bad. Or maybe he posted a link or something. Anyway. Your previous skins only did about 10 to 11,000 subscribers. If you're going to end up selling the least, if we do eventually see the tier 3, that very likely will be spiking them on, spiking them price ever so nice. Keep an eye out for this, right? I wouldn't be surprised if Face Punch at least at some point accepts either Tire tier 3, Funerary tier 3, or Fallen tier 3 eventually. Or Deep Ruby, we'll see. Anyway, so yeah, no, that is looking pretty interesting. It's another pair of boots that have been picked out from quite some time back. That very likely will be the lowest selling skin in its clothing armor set. And in previous instances of that, those boots have worked out quite alright. Grub Double Barrel Shotgun, well, if you saw my rust rotation video, I didn't like it. I don't like the bug. But yeah, you did about 3,200. Of course, we're matching up to the boots. But, have to remind you, we did literally just see a Chameleon Double Barrel Shotgun the previous week, didn't we? So, very awkward timing for you. Yes. You're currently sitting at 5,000 subscribers. You do look a bit more, but it is pretty clever with how they've designed it. You got like a lot of homages to grubs, and they're being prayed to and whatnot. It's pretty cool, but you got to see it in game to truly like see it all. But yeah, you could just see here the grub there, the bugs. Cool. I'm not sure if these guys are making a collection continuation. Not noticing that just yet. So okay, fair enough. But I don't think anything's going to help it out because of course double barrel shotgun skins look like this. That was literally out just the previous week, and it's already down by 47%. So that might be sitting there at $2. I will not be surprised in the slightest if it goes down to about $1. Very sorry to say. Even if it sells like next to nothing, I'm still very much concerned. So, yeah, it would have to sell a lot less to actually work out quite alright. And that's actually what happened to the Bamboo double barrel shotguns quite some time back. That only ended up with 4,500 subscribers. So we've already beaten that, haven't we? Yeah, so, okay, we'll just have to leave it at that. Be a little bit careful, alright? That is not abnormal. That is abnormal. This is part of the Pixel collection, and honestly, I mentioned it in my rust rotation video, I mentioned it in my predictions video. This is looking like it's going to match up perfectly with how the Pixel Armor Double Door behaved. What do you mean? Well, this randomly appeared one day, and it just so happened to be like the third Armor Double Door skin to be accepted last year. Yep. It doesn't have any super helpful features. Doesn't glow in the dark, no transparency. It only did 7,500 subscribers. And yet, as you see right now, it's currently in the positive. What? Hang on a minute. Wait, really? Yeah. I'm not sure how much it sells currently every day. I mean, I should probably look that up. So let's just go over to here. Like, is it actual genuine sales happening? 6 today. Well, then, I mean, it's a lot better than 0, but yeah. It's not really going up in price that much. It's not really going down in price that much. It's just there. That very likely might happen to this wooden double door. Again, featureless in terms of no glow, no transparency. It's a pretty cool design for what it is, though. Like, the very nice, sleek design of wood. Oh, yes. But, I kind of get the feeling you're going to sell even less compared to the Celestial Harmony wooden double door. And we were really itching and hoping that this was going to get a collection continuation. Attempts were made, but unfortunately, none have been accepted. I do hope the skin creators give another shot, though. So, yeah, if you're going to sell less than this, again, sheer lack of sales usually leads to a sheer lack of listings, which, of course, usually leads to, well, the price actually kind of holding. In fact, if I just go to here real quickly, so if I can click here and then Steam Market, how many listings do you have? 57. That's not that much. And your price is currently looking like that. But yeah, with the arrival of another wooden double door, it went down. Now, please be aware, we're about to enter October time. Most skins right now are reaching a new low point for this year. So don't be too concerned if you see prices dropping off at the moment. This was all expected. Autumn, fall, seasonal dip. It's okay. Honestly, that might be quite all right. But again, simply due to the sheer lack of sales. So overall, this is actually looking to be a pretty interesting Rust store. On top, the higher selling skins are obviously very in demand, and they honestly very likely will work out quite all right. But over to here, certain skins are selling not as much, and it's actually looking to be in their favour as well. So, okay, no complaints. Now, if you could just look at the description right now, scroll down, you'll see all the chapters are there with the estimated sales as well. All right, so if you ever forget, just look in the description. Cool. So, is there anything I should address? How are we doing on the workshop? Has anything new appeared? Oh, look, a brand new AK. But I've noticed another miner hat, and don't forget, miner hat is the focused item of the month for October. I've also seen quite a lot of beds. I have seen quite a lot of collection continuation beds, and a whole lot more Halloween skin submissions. But remember, it's still normal Rust stores for another 2 or so weeks, maybe, and then we're expecting it to be Halloween. So I'm still not sure if it's going to be 2 or 3 weeks of Halloween. Keep an eye out, be prepared. But yes, you should be prepared for a miner hat being accepted next week's Rust store. And I will not be surprised in the slightest if we do see, if I could go over to here, there we go. I will not be surprised I lost my tongue. I will not be surprised if we see a bed skin or 2 being accepted. I would expect probably 2. If you can recall, the last time we saw a first ever brand new skin for a skinnable, aka the large backpack, we saw 2 backpacks in the same store, didn't we? And if I could also remind you, unfortunately, they sold far too much, and they suffered, and they still suffer to this day. So be prepared. I even made a video talking about this in the past as well, and I might have to do it again when we see the next bed skin or 2 being accepted. Loads of people are itching to get a brand new bed skin, and they will very likely buy out the first 2 an insane amount. You know what? Maybe even the 3rd one. But just remember, eventually as time goes on, there will be a whole lot more listings, a whole lot more options, and those initial couple skins very likely will suffer pretty badly because they were sold far too much, and other interesting options are out there. So there's just tons of them on the Steam market, tons of them on the third-party sites. Their prices stagnate, they suffer. Be prepared. I'm sorry to say, but it very likely will be happening. And honestly, if Facepunch ever makes their very own race car bed DLC, you just know everyone's going to buy that. You just know everyone's going to buy that. So, okay, cool. We can dream. We can dream. So, okay, cool. Anything new on the commits? Well, not really. We're just basically expecting more naval update things being talked about. All the mentions in regards to the balancing update for next week, October, of course, seems to have been mentioned and talked about. We have seen a mention about a green HAZMAT. So if I could just quickly hop back over to here, go to my Twitter, like so. I did respond to a Protox tweet. I think I just got to look at my media, because after seeing that mention of the Protox tweet, here you go. So if I could just quickly, I think I got to scroll up or just press X. No, okay. So there's a mention of a green HAZMAT. What do you see right there? Death Corpse of Krieg. It looks like a HAZMAT, doesn't it? Ooh, it's also green. Ooh. So yeah, this very likely will be the Warhammer collaboration. When will this brand new HAZMAT be finished? Don't know. Might be December. Maybe it will be November. I don't know. But keep an eye on the commits and you'll slowly find out. There you go. That's it. Green HAZMAT test. Green HAZMAT right there. Just saying. So we'll see. Cool. Anything else to mention? Well, Twitch drops. They're almost finished. You've got about 2 days left But I should also point out the newer additions are present right now. So you can see the rock and you can see the boots. And I should also point out, I do believe they've added names for the people who haven't been playing that much. T-Guy Tom, Trisha's a birdie. Yeah. For the people that haven't been playing that much, more names, more streamers have been added. Cool. So all of that's been said. Thank you very much for watching the video. I greatly appreciate it. Keep an eye on micro522.com if you so wish, or just look at the workshop regardless. And I have started building up the next workshop list, of course, with all the skins. So yes, and you never know what you might potentially see. Just saying. So could we see some more camouflage skins? Perhaps we shall see. So anyway, thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. Best of luck to each and every single one of you. Keep an eye on your buy orders. Maintain them. Keep track of them, because unfortunately you might get dumped on if you're a little bit not careful. So cool. Everything's been said. Catch you later. See you. Goodbye. I've been talking for about 10 minutes and I just realised I was muted.